Hi, welcome back. I'm Dr. Wall, and we are going to start our next week of the alignment teaching program. If you have the alignment teaching journal, you can write down your thoughts in that journal. If you have another journal that you like to use, feel free. If you like keeping things in your head and you're reflecting for yourself, absolutely fine. If your school is using the alignment teaching program, you can also add your thoughts into our private Facebook group. If you want more information about that, just contact me. I'm happy to talk with you about that. If you want our journal, you can grab it on Amazon or our website. But like I said, this is also for any journal you're using. It's mostly a way for you to gather your own thoughts and reflect because we want teachers to stay in the classroom. Teaching is a tough job, and we want you to feel great about the work that you're doing in the place where you're currently doing it. So we are going to, in the journal, we're looking here. This one's starting at week 1, but this comes back. The topics in the journal come back every 9 weeks because every 9 weeks we get a fresh start. Beginning of the year, clean slate. End of the first quarter. Okay, now we're going to start again. End of the second quarter, somewhere around the holidays. Now we've got a burst of fresh air where we've got our second wind. Then it's really kind of a long march to the end of the third quarter. That's when we're not sure we're going to make it through another one, but we only have 9 weeks left at that point and we can do it. So each time we're going to keep coming back around because we want to get a deeper reflective practice throughout the year. You want to keep coming back to aligning what's going on with your teaching to what would make you happiest as a teacher. And how is the school year aligning with the values and goals that you have for yourself and for your class? And the way we do that is to keep coming back. Same as anything else. You drink water every day. You go to sleep every night. You have healthy food whenever you possibly can. We keep going back, and we're doing that with our journal as well. So here's what we're going to talk about today, and this is what you're going to be reflecting on in your journal. I'm going to go over some of the topics and ideas, and then you can feel free to pause the video as you're writing or watch the whole thing through and then go sit somewhere in a nice, quiet, comfortable space for you, whatever that looks like, and do your journaling there. So the first thing I want you to think about is your spiritual journey, and that's going to be something very different for every single person who's watching. Uh, that's a personal question with a personal answer. But how are you feeling about it? Are you feeling connected? Are you not feeling as connected as you'd like? Are you not even sure what that means? Any answer is fine, but it's a good thing to think about. When you think about what you want in an area of your life, and then you think about what you currently have in an area of your life, then you can start to move those things closer to one another. Teaching is all consuming, but we do have to have a life outside of teaching. We were people before and we will be people after. And this huge thing in the middle takes up a ton of our time and space, physically, mentally, emotionally. So you've got to put in some kind of connection to self so that you can make it through. The second thing I want you to think about is your mental state. How's your mental health? Are you feeling happy in general? Are you feeling content? Are you feeling frustrated or stuck or irritated? Where are you at? That'll change throughout the school year. It'll definitely change with your different classes. Every single class has its own personality. And if you're teaching upper level classes where your students are shifting all day, every hour has its own personality. So, what kind of mental space do those kids put you in? I also want you to think about your data. That's something we need to be in alignment with. Not only are the students performing the way we hope they will, but the larger question of data, do you like the assessments that you're giving? Do you have control over the types of assessments you're giving? Are you using alternative assessments? Universal design for learning. Are you given a program that the students have to follow and you don't have a lot of control? There's lots of different ways data plays out, and we will have individual weeks where we dive deeper into each of these topics. But overall, how do you feel about data as it relates to you and what you're teaching? Next, I want you to think about student engagement. How engaged are your students? It might be different for the class period, the day of the week, the content area, their level of academic achievement as they come into the classroom. That's not a good, bad, or neutral statement. Just reflect on it. And how do you engage with your students? Is it respectful? Is it complimentary? Are you connected with them? Do you have some classes or some students you're having a hard time connecting with? That's completely normal. But think about that. See where you are with that. How's your self-care? That one is usually pretty high at the beginning of the year, dips a little bit by the end of the third quarter, usually really low for a lot of people. And then we have to try to get it back because we don't want to roll into the holidays or the end of the year summer break exhausted and worn out and stressed and over it. And a lot of times we do. So are you putting in things that make you feel better about your day? There's a lot of talk about self-care and, you know, go take a nice bath or light a candle. Well, neither of those are really applicable to your classroom, or sometimes your life as a teacher. Who has time to sit around in a hot bath? But are there other things you can do? Are there things that really make you happy? A diffuser so that your classroom smells better. Some artwork on the wall of an artist that's your favorite, or at least a desk calendar or a plant, something that reminds you all throughout the day that you should be happy. What are you doing about that? And that kind of leads into your work-life balance. Once you stop laughing, yes, teachers can have a work-life balance. It's just very difficult sometimes to remember that we need to do that and to think about how to do that. Right now, I just want you to kind of rate it. Think about that work-life balance. Are you happy with it? Are you not even sure what that would mean if you had some? Where are you along a spectrum of being happy or unhappy with the work-life balance? And then finally, think about the academics. And that's not necessarily your students' academic achievement. It's really about the content area that you teach. Are you teaching what you want to teach? Are you co-teaching with someone else? Do you have control over those academics? And when's the last time you did some PD that you enjoyed, some PD that you really engaged with to think about that academic piece? Even if you've been teaching the same subject forever, there's always new research about everything educational under the sun. What's new and fresh in your content area? What's some interesting trivia? Is there any new research that's kind of exciting? Um, that that can come up a lot in a science class. We ask kids to go look for current events, or social studies. We integrate a lot of current events, but language arts, what are the new books that are out, either for you as a teacher or that your students might be interested in? If you're teaching art or music or dance or PE or some other electives, if you're teaching foreign languages, what are the new exciting tools that are out there? Do you like them? When's the last time you even had time to think about it? So just reflect on your academic area, and are you keeping that current? Because if not, you're really not going to enjoy talking about it. And we talk about it all day. So reflect a little bit on that. So again, we're just trying to get into alignment. And before we can do that, we need to know where we are. So we're taking a big overview this week. Just a few key thoughts in these different areas. Jot those down. Feel free to leave some ideas in the comments for where you are, what helps in some of these different areas, or where are you struggling in some of the different areas. So much of teaching happens in a silo. We really need to connect with other educators. It'll make a big difference. It's going to help us all get to the finish line of the quarter, the school year, and hopefully a long and productive and enjoyable career. I'm Dr. Wall, and I'm really glad that you're taking part in the alignment teaching discussion. I hope your school is part of the alignment teaching program, but either way, we want you involved in this process and thinking about yourself and how to have a really great time being a teacher. See you next time.